Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I am Jason Sterling. I'm a member of the EA Creator Network. And today, I want to make sure that we are actually rolling here. I think we are. We're going to start building because it's never too early to build, you guys. It is never too early to build for a new pack. What new pack is that? Well, adventure awaits. Adventure awaits, you guys. Which has the vague promise of some sort of new vacation mechanism. Even more exciting, it has a ton of stuff for kids. That's what I'm really excited about. Has a ton of stuff for kids coming up in this pack. Now, we're going to start working on a resort hotel. I have absolutely no idea what size the lots are in this new world, in this new pack, this new world of, I don't know, do we even know what the new world's called? I don't think so. I mean, it's supposed to be set in New Zealand, but in this new world, I don't have any idea what the lot sizes are. And there's this vague suggestion, maybe we can do camps or make our own getaways and custom venues and stuff like that. I really see nothing that suggests we're going to get hotels or resorts. Okay, I'm still going to kind of build that sort of thing here. What I have on the screen right now is markers for lot sizes. So these first corners, this is a 20 by 30. This is a 30 by 40, 50 by 50, and then it's on a 64 by 64 lot. The idea being that I'm going to start with this 20 by 30 size, and I'm going to be mindful as I build out from it that if we don't get very large lots, I can move these pieces around so that like this center part will fit on a 20 by 20 lot. And then I can just, with some modifications, use it even though it's part of a much larger lot. Hopefully that'll make a little more sense as we kind of get going here. Naturally, since these markers are the outside edge, the largest structure we can have is here, about like this size. And what I want this central structure to be, ideally it would be the lobby and a sort of central atrium area for a larger resort hotel. That's the ideal thing if we get a really large lot, like a 50 by 50 or a 64 by 64. If that doesn't work out, I'm going to try to arrange this building in such a way that it will be a standalone building as a hotel with a sort of lobby and activity area on the first floor, and then some rooms on the second. And a very narrow, a sort of narrow atrium down the middle. That's my first thought right now. That's kind of where I'm headed. And we could also use the basic exterior structure and the interior as a large rental house for the sort of typical rental lots we have for vacation. Something like that. Or maybe just even a suburban home for the town in question, although the exterior might require some changes in order for that to work. Now, we're going to start here. What I want is... We're gonna scale things back a little bit. I want to have in the center, let's get our center point, which should be, we're 20 across, so 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 right there. So I want to have a fairly good sort of bump out from the front of this hotel. And then a little bit wider. Yeah, let's do 2 out from there. And then ideally, this would kind of be our central atrium that's going to run from front to back. Now, aesthetically, this hotel is going, I'm kind of taking inspiration from historic hotels here in the United States in our national park system, and particularly Glacier National Park. Whoops, let me pull this over here. Glacier National Park, it's actually called the Glacier Park Lodge. You can look it up if you want to see kind of some of that inspiration. Glacier Park Lodge also inspired Disney Wilderness, Fort Wilderness, their hotel. You can look that up. That's also going to be kind of an inspiration piece. Along with, I was looking up hotels and resorts in New Zealand. There was something that looked a lot like Disney Fort Wilderness or Glacier. What's it called? Glacier Park Lodge, I think is what it's called. There as well. So that sort of style is going to work for New Zealand, even though when I first saw pictures of this pack, my first thought was Yellowstone National Park. That's what I thought when I saw pictures. And so that's when I leaned into sort of American park lodges. Also, since kids are so heavily featured in this particular pack, I'm going to some extent, lean into a place here in the United States called Great Wolf Lodge. And it's a family resort primarily located within one large structure. So you have like a water park like within essentially a warehouse type of space, so that it's all self-contained and you can use it all year round. So I'm going to lean into that idea since we have all these new kids activities. So this is definitely going to be a sort of kid or family-friendly sort of resort. Now, I think let me go up here. I need to put a roof in, and I want to do something. Let's just do this. Well, let's use this type of roof for now. Here. I think. I don't know. Do I want to use that? I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Let's stick with that for the moment. But I also want to do this type of roof here. And I want to bring it out like this. And I guess that does work. And then we're going to put another one here. And when I was looking up things about New Zealand, I noticed it had a real modern bent to it. So a lot of the New Zealand architecture and aesthetic design, exterior design, was very modern. So we're going to lean into the modern here as well to some extent. For now, I'm going to draw in some kind of columns here. Let's draw some columns in. I'm going to take this out and this out. And we'll do the same thing all the way up. Those columns might be a little bit thick, and I might end up taking them out and kind of bringing them back to just a single line of wall instead of an actual column. And my thought is actually looking at this right after I just took these wall panels out, I might put those back and just use the new transparent, wallpaper we have. Let's try that to create an opening there, but at the same time have it look like, a little bit, like it's not completely open. Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and take part of this out. I'm going to take this part of it out. That's what I think right now. I'm going to take this part out right now. I'll take this out and this out. Okay. And we're going to bring this wall. Actually, let me see here. We want this to be completely open. So let's go up here and take these out. That is getting to be a very modern look there, maybe almost too modern. Let's put in some wall texture and just get a feel of exactly where this is going before I get too far along on it. Because I'm not sure, maybe this I'll turn into a column. I could do that. I'm going to try putting a bit of roof in here as well on this side. Let's see. Let's go with this. And right now, I'm not sure that I don't want to make this 3 stories as well. I might make it 3 stories as well. And I might take this roof out. Let's just do this one. I'll make that a little bit more grand. And maybe even take it over like that. Okay, let's go with that. And then let's look for... I do want to go ahead and put in some wall texture here just to kind of have, again, I want to have an idea of what exactly this is going to look like before I get too far along. Throw that there. And maybe we could do this here and here. Yeah, and then let's make this a solid column. Whoops. Okay, so let's try bringing this out, maybe. No, let's put that back. Let's go ahead and we'll turn these into wooden columns here at the front. And I want to use some sort of stone out here. Not any of that, though. Not really any of this either. Let's see here. What do we have? Maybe it's under tile. I was thinking there was something sort of like a slate appearing sort of tile. And it's not there. I don't think it's this, right? It's not that. No, surely not. But it's something kind of like that. That's what worries me, is because it is something kind of like that. So maybe, is that what I was thinking of? I don't know. No, I'm thinking, I mean, it was long like that. You know, it's up and down. I haven't used it in a while, but I don't know. I may fall back. Does that come in different colors? No, I don't think that's it. Maybe it's here under paneling. It could be. But I don't see it. We've got this stuff. It's really, really strange. I don't know what it is that I could have. Maybe it's just not in this game. Maybe it was in The Sims 3. Maybe I'm just remembering something from years ago. Because, wow, all right, I'm not finding it. So maybe this stuff we could use. I don't know. I really wanted to stone, so let's try again. Let's use this. Let's just try this, I guess. I don't know. That's just not what I had in my head at all. I may have to give that part up and just come back to it because I'm not seeing what I thought I was going to find, and I'm not liking what I am finding. Let's go ahead and work a little bit here on this. I think since I want to go with the modern look, I do want to put kind of a glass roof on part of this place. So maybe we'll do that. I want to bring this. Well, let me think about it. Let's do that whole thing as a glass roof. I want to do a glass roof here, but I really don't want to do the whole thing as a glass roof, just like kind of the front part of it. Because I'm thinking just the part that's going to stick over this sort of entrance area. Let's see here. It's not too bad. It's not awful. I might pull this out actually. A little bit there. And then the front of this particular building I want to do just completely as a glass wall. I think we could go ahead and put a glass. Let's do this as glass as well. I'll make the whole thing there sort of glass structure. Go stick a kind of dormer here. That's going to bother me. But for now, we're going to do it like this, and then I'll decide later kind of what I'm going to do with that part. Okay, now let's see here. I might pull this back just a little bit more. Let's pull each of these sort of side wings here. Let's pull them back a little bit more. And I do like this stuff, so let's go ahead and we'll put it here, kind of frame it out. Now, my big question, I really don't know what I want to do for sure here. My thought at the moment is to put glass windows there. I mean, this seamless glass wall like this. I don't know if I'm going to leave that. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. And it kind of depends, too, if I end up using this as just kind of a lobby for a hotel or the whole hotel, you know? This is going to be such an exploratory stream. I really am not sure what I'm going to end up with here at the end. We'll go with this. Let's see here. Let's drop down a little bit. We're going to put some lighting here on the inside, and we'll take a look. This needs to be lit up something awful. And I actually mean kind of lit up from the outside. Like I would like to put some sort of skylighting in here. Now, even though this is going to be hotel. We're not going to have a huge check-in desk or a huge concierge type desk. I'm going to do a small area here that's going to be, kind of representative of where one would be. Maybe say right about here. Maybe even, yeah, I better do this far out. Is that going to be that might be too tight. Well, I'm going to do it that far out, but I'm going to use a pony wall so that visually it won't impact the view as you walk in the door too much. Because I'm going to do kind of a general seating area here for the lobby. So I want you to come in and feel like there's a sense of space. And if this is only a hotel lobby, if I don't end up having to use this as a whole hotel, like if we have big enough lots coming up with the new pack, then will probably push this area, the check-in desk back here by these windows. And the same thing with the concierge desk, which will really just probably operate like a business center back over here to this side where we'll also have windows because I'll have plenty of space. This is more of we end up with a bunch of small lots, kind of like we got, I don't know with what pack. Any of them, a bunch of 20 by 30 lots instead of something more substantial. So my hotel is going to be a lot smaller. And then for the desk, maybe we'll go ahead and we'll do, yeah. In fact, let's do this. We'll make this whole area the check-in area like that. And I'm going to turn this into bathrooms on each side. Again, if I have a bigger lot, if I end up with a 64 by 64 lot or 50 by 50, I will probably put bathrooms back a little bit further off of the check-in area. But for now, we can put one on each side of the door when you first come in. And I'm going to go ahead and use this particular glass, maybe like here and here. Also to kind of bring down the visual impact of having that area. Okay, so here in the middle, I'm going to move some stuff out of my way a little bit here. I want to draw in a sort of sunken seating area. Because even though we're using historic hotels to some extent as our inspiration for this particular build, New Zealand, like I said, a lot of the stuff I saw in New Zealand for architecture was pretty modern. I'm going to... That's really not as big as I would like. I'd like for it to be bigger. Let's make it this big. Whoops. And then we'll extend this out like this. And what I want to do here is I'm thinking a really large fireplace. Right now, that's going to give me a 3x2 fireplace enclosure. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull this one more like this. I'd rather have a 2x4. Keep it as an even number. So we're going to do 2x4. I'm going to take this wall away. And we're going to move it back one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and move all this stuff back too. You know, even if I do have just a really small lot for a hotel, this area just looks like it would work really well as a concierge area. So let's, and a check-in desk area. So I'm going to bring that out like that and this. I'm not sure. Maybe we won't have a bathroom now. Here as you first come in. You know what? Yeah, maybe we will. Because I can do it like this. We'll do it like that instead. And we'll have like a toilet and a sink and a door, maybe right here or right here. Because really, this first floor, even if I don't have a lot of room, even if we don't get much in the way of lots, you know, our lots are pretty small, it's still going to be pretty much just open public space. You know, we're not going to have any hotel rooms here on this floor. And, you know, with that in mind, if this is going to be the fireplace, this part right here, then I think I should put it on the outside wall like that. So let me take out some more walls here. Let's take out this here, which is really making this a really large, like cavernous sort of lobby here. Well, I mean, kind of, kind of, not really, but kind of. But I think that's going to be fine. I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to put that there too. Because again, if I end up with this just being a 20 by 30 hotel on a 20 by 30 lot, having these fireplaces as an outside wall will be great. And if I end up with a larger lot, like 30 by 40 or 50 by 50 or 64 by 64, these chimneys can come up through the middle of the structure. So yeah, let's do that. So now we've still got this sort of sunken seating area, but it's pretty far removed from our fireplaces, which is not such a bad thing. But I think I'm going to, this is 8 across this way. I'm going to make it 8 across. I'm going to make it an 8 by 8 square. And then we're going to go ahead and shrink it. We're going to lower it 2 steps into the ground to create kind of a sunken seating area. Yeah. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to use glass walls here. I think I will just grab a window, make it not quite so open into those 2 areas. Let's see. We've got this. That's pretty modern. We could probably use something like that. I think there's a little bit bigger version of that. Yeah, right here. That will bring a little bit of modernity into this room. And I don't think, somehow, I don't have my cheats on. There we go. That should do that. So we'll go ahead and put these windows here. And then up here, this part of this particular build will have... We're just going to map it out for now. It's not going to be built necessarily, but we'll have a concierge desk here and a check-in desk on this side. And if I end up not doing bathrooms here, I'll just take these walls out and it'll just be open at that part. And if this was our hotel as a whole, I think back in this area, we'll do, even if it's just a lobby, we'll do kind of a bar back here. So even if it's a lobby for a larger resort, and the idea with the bar would be something, I say bar, but maybe kind of a hotel type of bar where there's going to be food served. So a little bit like a restaurant. I don't know what kind of bar really. We'll probably get a bar with a new pack. I mean, when you look through this selection of bars here, you see a lot of packs. So we're probably going to get, a lot of representation. We're probably going to get a new bar. I just going to need to throw something in here to be representative of a bar. So maybe, let's use this. We'll put this here. And that kind of fits pretty nicely right there. I think. Let's make sure it's centered. And then we could do some seating here for, dining. I guess. I don't know. I'll have to really decide on that. Dining does make a certain amount of sense to me. And even though we don't have it here yet, I'm going to want to put probably, let me grab this. Well, let's see here. I want to build a, let's see. This is 10 spaces, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And like this. We're going to build another box that will fit on a 20 by 30 lot. And then we're going to move it all the way over to the side of this lot. Did I count that right? I hope. Let's see here. I know that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. Because it looks really big there. To me, is why I was counting again. I'm like, wow, it's really big. Okay, so we're going to want to have probably from here to here. And we'll do 5 on the other side. A sort of pass-through area. And in fact, if I don't put, and I'm just about to not put them there because I'm just about to put them here, we could do restrooms here on the back side of this. So it's a little bit more private and more removed from the guest area. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put, how do I want to do them? Like this. I'm going to put restrooms here. Just some single-use restrooms, and we'll have them on each side, so we should, that's plenty. And we can go ahead and take this out. I don't really know what I'm going to put there. You know what was popping into my head? This is from when I was younger. Of course, we don't see it anymore, but that would be a really cool place to put like a payphone, right? Like when you first walk into a hotel, you know, it'd be a really cool place to put a payphone right here by the check-in desk. And so maybe I'll set like some sort of little seating area here with a little phone, just as kind of a courtesy phone for the hotel. Because I think they used to have those too. I think they used to have like courtesy phones in hotels. And so you could like call someone's room or something if you came into the hotel and you were going to call your friend and see if they were in their room or if they were, I guess, indisposed or something. And then we'll run a hallway down here. So if we have a big lot, which as you can see, we're going to need a 64 by 64 for this all to fit. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring this in just a little bit, I think. I don't know. I'm going to try bringing it in and maybe doing it for a 50 by 50. Bring it in like this. And then if we end up with a 64 by 64, I can just do vegetation and outdoor areas for ground floor rooms here. And if we don't, then it'll fit, right? It'll fit on a 50 by 50. This needs to be moved though. It looks like this part is not centered, is it? Does it need to be centered? Ooh, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Maybe if I just make this 3 wide, it'll be good enough. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's 2 equal sides to the hallway. I'm going to have to think about that, how I kind of would like to have this, even, if that makes sense, so that it's equal distance. But you know what I could do? I guess I could just make the hallway wider. Let's do that. I mean, this is a pretty wide hallway. I guess it kind of is. It's not too bad. And I think that I can do something to add a little bit of architectural interest here with the entranceway to the rooms. Now, the big question is, I guess I'm going to do just 2 rooms. We're going to have, how much space do I have to work with? I have 11 squares to work with wide. So my thought is that I make it only 10 wide. So we go like this. Okay, so we're going to bring it in 10. And then we'll have 2 rooms, 5 squares wide each. Although, in reality, I'll probably do one of these as a large family type suite. So it'll be double the size of the other rooms across the hall, but that's okay. That's going to give us a good start there. And if we have, let's bring this out. Let's make this a column. And we'll make this a column. And I'm going to extend this out one more spot because I'm going to put stairs right here. This will be our stairwell. Whoops. Come on. Do this. So even though the hallway is really wide, it's not going to feel super wide or uncomfortably so, because we're going to have a little bit of privacy here for people coming to the rooms themselves to knock on the doors. Okay, so Can I fit stairs in that space? I should be able to, yes. What's upstairs? Nothing. So let me grab some stairs here. I'm going to just grab we're not going to use these. This is just to practice with, and let's do like that maybe. That would probably fit. Let me take a look at this. Will it go in here? No. Can't intersect with walls, so it won't quite fit. How about if I do like this? Then will it fit? Oh, then it fits. Okay, so I could put the stairs in like so. It's a little bit of a weird look to have them like that, but it's not too bad. And I think could do, you know, this wall here, like typical stairs are done. I'm going to put a little storage closet here. Maybe a storage closet over here too. Like that. And I might make the walls glass. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of do something a little modern with it. But in the meantime, we will seal in. Let's seal in our kind of hotel. Oh, let's not do it like that. I'll lose my stairs. Let's do this here. Now, again, I don't know if I want to do a third floor here. I did end up doing this 3 floors high. I think I'm going to just do this side, like these sort of room buildings, just 2 stories tall. And we will go ahead and put some dormers over here, at least for now, 1 for each room. Okay, not too bad. And then on this part here, I got to be careful. I don't want to use up too much of my room space because this looks like a lot of room, but it's going to evaporate pretty quickly. We're going to go and throw a bed in place here just as a sort of place marker, like, okay, this is how much room I need for a bed. And we also need to put in a spot that's going to represent our bathroom and our closet. Now, the bathroom, like in any typical hotel room, is going to be right after you come in the front door or the door to the room. So we're going to put our bathroom right here. And we're going to make it pretty good size because, again, this is a resort geared towards families. So I want to keep enough room here that I can kind of maybe do a toilet and sink in this area. And then we'll do the tub, right? And another sink in this area. So if someone is in here getting ready, someone else can still use the bathroom. That's kind of my idea. And then we'll do the closet here. Now, the only thing I don't like about it is this feels a little bit narrow for an entrance to this room. I guess it's really not, but it kind of feels that way. Not for a hotel, it isn't. I could go ahead and just take that out. Make it a wider entrance, and we could do the closet here. Now, that seems like we have a lot of room, and it's not too bad, but we're going to need, you know, an end table on each side, someplace to put a dresser and a TV, and then maybe at least a chair and a table in here, or 2 chairs and a table. And what I really want to do is also put in a balcony. So in order to put in a balcony, I pretty much need, let me take a look here. Can I move this over? I don't think I really can. Maybe I can. Like that. I mean, I can, but then what's this one going to look like? I mean, I guess that's okay. That's okay. Is it okay? I don't know. My thought is I'll do this sort of column here on the outside. But I guess I could do it on the inside because that does feel a little crowded. Or I could make each of these a little smaller and just do the balcony 3 across. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. I can already decide just looking at it. So we'll do that. We'll go down here. Let's go down to our first floor where I'm working. We're going to draw in a column here, wall across. And when we get done, we're going to see just how much of our room we've chewed up in order to have a balcony. But one thing I could do, I'm already thinking this way too, is, well, I guess I could pull this here and just extend the balcony out from the front of the building. That'll make the front of the building look a little more interesting, not so flat, and provide that same size balcony and give us more room in the rooms. So that's what we're going to do. We'll put this, up here. Well, maybe. Yeah, come on. It's not outside the boundary of the lot. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. And then we'll go down here. Let me see. I think it'll be easier just to draw this in than to copy and paste. Let's do that. Okay, and then that's giving us a little bit of our look there, a little bit of where we're headed. So the other thing, I'm going to bring this roof down like this, I think. Make it a little bit deeper. Probably go ahead and pull our roof line out a bit more there. I kind of would like to, well, I'd like to maybe do some, I don't know. I would like to do something there, but I'm not sure what. Let's grab some railings real quick. Get a feel for what our railings are going to look like. That's very rustic. We're going to go for a very rustic look for our test here. Okay, so that's going to be not too bad. The thing I don't like is it feels like it overhangs a little bit too much now. So I feel like I need to either rein it back or maybe create a corbel or something coming out. So if that came out like that, I don't think I'm going to like that already. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work anyway. It looks like we might get a little bit of a graphical glitch there. So yeah, I don't think that's going to work anyway. So let's take that out. Well, no, we won't do that. I can try. Let's just try pulling it back, I guess. I really don't want to. But it doesn't look too bad like that. I guess that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine. Whether I really want to or not, it looks okay. And if those corbels are not going to, or spandrels are not going to work for us, maybe we do have some corbels here that might, maybe this. Let me try that. It's a little bit big. Let's see. What do you look like if I make you smaller? Yeah, I do like that. Now that makes a nice detail there. We have also this rustic corbel. That actually looks pretty good. Let's see. I don't know if this comes in a color. I think it does. Yeah, it's kind of close. That's kind of close. I'm going to leave both of those there and kind of think about that, decide what I want to do as far as that goes. I also want to, let's grab some of this real quick and put over here. Get a feel for what we're going to be looking at if we go this route. I really wouldn't mind doing, instead of railings, we could do pony walls and then make the pony walls out of stone. That's going to give it a very, it might give it too heavy of an appearance. I don't know. Let's go ahead and we'll put like half of a pony wall up. We'll do part of it as a pony wall, like this top part. See how that looks. And maybe as I'm looking through this stuff, somehow, through some miracle, I'll actually come across this missing sort of texture that I'm sure we have and we probably don't, but I'm still just positive we do. Let's see here. What have I got to work with? That's actually kind of cute. That's not too bad for a rustic look. It's almost too rustic, but it is still cute. Okay, so none of that works. How about our masonry? This is kind of what's in my head, is stuff that looks like that as I was thinking about it. Now, what do we have, though, that's actually going to... Oh, you know what? We could do something like this, too. Maybe. Or this. One thing I'm a little concerned about, I don't want to end up with it looking too medieval. Maybe this stuff. I wanted to have kind of a stacked stone look. Maybe we should go with this. Or this maybe color. Because I think I'm going to do the chimney and the fireplace surround like it's been done with a stacked stone. So let's just go with it there and see what we've got. And is there anything else that will work? I don't think so. It's so weird that, you know what? Is this what I was looking for? I think this is what I'm looking for. Oh. Okay, this is what I was looking for. This here. When I was trying to find the stuff for the exterior, that was like an up and down tile. There it is. And for some reason, it's under miscellaneous. Why is it under miscellaneous? It's even called tile. Slightly tiled. And it's under miscellaneous instead of under tile or stone. Okay, that's what I was kind of looking for, was something like that. That is so weird. That's the way they name stuff in this game. Well, and not only name, but the way they place it, the way they categorize it, so weird. But I did find it. I figured eventually, while building, I'd just kind of come across it. Like, oh, that's it. And that is it. Let's go ahead and fill in this side too. Whoops. I don't know if I love it, but it does have a really natural look, while at the same time feeling a little bit modern, because, it's turned on the side like that. So we've got that kind of linear tile. I wish we had that stuff maybe turned this way so we could put it over here, because I'm not sold on that stone, and I'm definitely not sold on this current, fencing that I've got there, because I don't really like it. Now, one thing this could probably use is maybe some sort of trim on it. Something like this, maybe. In a different color, of course. Let's see. It's too dark. I don't know. I do like it, but I don't... I don't know. I'm just not really feeling it. How about this stuff? Let me take this off. Yeah, maybe something more like that. Because it needs something there, the way it looks. Do. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone. I really don't know where else I want to go with it, but I'm going to leave it like that, kind of let my brain think about it. Down here on the first floor, we do have our basic bedroom mapped out. We could even move the bed right here. So we should have plenty of room here for, a chair, a couple of chairs, and some tables. We're also going to need some sort of sliding glass door or some sort of door to get out to our beautiful patio or balcony. I want something really tall, let a lot of light in. Even taller than that, I think. Well, you know what? Yes, I do want something taller than that, but also we could use that. We could go with this, and then we'll just grab the transparent wallpaper and put around it. There we go. So that gives us a nice bright room, and also some substance with the door. It gives us a little bit of modern twist there. We could even almost put in like a love seat, maybe. Because I'm thinking, if I'm with my family, I want to do... I do think we need some sort of table, right? Let's put a little table in here for the kids to eat at, maybe brought pizza back to the room or something. Some sort of dresser. I'm going to grab this for now and put it here. And really, I don't know. Of course, if this is going to be a family room, I might need more than one bed. So I'm really going to need a bed like this and a bed. Nothing can be cloned. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to need another bed, like maybe over here, which I could put a sofa around it to make it look like a sofa bed, like a pull-out bed. All of this furniture is really just, placeholders. It's just to mark space so that we could do a Murphy bed here. Kind of like Disney does. Disney does Murphy beds in a lot of their rooms. So, some of their rooms. So we could put a Murphy bed there, and then it'll be a love seat during the day, of course, and a bed at night. And it does free up a lot of space here during the day, and it would be a great place for the kids to sleep. So I think that's pretty cool. And depending on how this shakes out, well, I can see how it's going to shake out. We could do some more windows like on this side and this side, and I'm going to. Everybody gets a corner room here at whatever this resort is going to end up being called. I have no idea. What should we use? Let's see here. Nothing really grabbed me. I guess we could do something like this, though. I don't know. That's not really what I'm looking for. How about these larger windows? What do we have? Nothing really there either. There's bound to be something. I'm bound to come across something. I could just do plain windows. I could do this. That's not really big enough. I want something sizable and with some character and charm, like the West. Let's see here. No. I'm feeling a little bit at a loss going through this, but I may just end up just putting I guess I should just put anything there and just use it as a placeholder, especially since we don't know what kind of windows are coming with the new pack. And I pretty much will probably want to swap them out once the new pack gets here. We could do something big and modern like this. Or like that. Let's do that. That's a really big window. I kind of like it. Definitely kind of like it. Change the tone a little bit. And we'll leave it there and just see what we get with the pack and kind of decide from there if it's something we want to change around. We're going to scoot this down a little bit so it doesn't intersect our window. I'll put some curtains and stuff in there later. Okay, so that's our basic room layout. We'll throw some stuff in the bathroom just for the sake of saying that we did. Let's grab a toilet here. Need a couple of sinks. We'll put in something kind of, again, we'll probably switch it out with the new pack, but I'm thinking something, I don't know. I mean, let's go with this. Placeholder like that. And we'll put this here. And we're going to grab a nice kind of hotel-esque tub and shower enclosure. Typical. Okay, so that's a hotel room. Now, on this side of this particular thing, now, since we're going to do this, as a Great Wolf Lodge sort of setup, We're going to need a large area for a pool and kind of like the jungle gym area. So typically that is indoors. If this ends up being a 50 by 50 or 64 by 64 lot, I'm going to just pull all of this to the front and I'll put it here in the back. If it doesn't, then I'm going to pretty much do what I did over here, which is build something that will fit on a 20 by 30 lot that I can hopefully use in some other fashion. Let's see here. And I need to take a look at these rooms because right now this room's sticking out too far. So I might have to adjust the room a little bit. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 11. So yeah, okay. So I guess this is fine. I guess it'll be fine because if I use this, I'll just recenter it on a new lot if I can't use it on one large lot. So it's fine. Over here, let's go in and we're going to put in the same sort of look. So we're going to just draw it across here. How much room did I leave? 4 spaces. I want to screw this up and have to redo it. Measure twice, cut once. So we're going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, up by 1, and then we're going to go across by 10 spaces, right? Right. Okay, so that fits there. I'm going to go ahead and put the balconies and patios on this side, although, you know, they're not going to be rooms. It's going to be an activities area. But I want the exterior to have a cohesive look, so we're going to go ahead and include them here. Did that fit properly? I think so. I don't know. That does seem a little bit off. I think that goes there. There we go. Now it fits. Got that in place. And typically what you find at Great Wolf Lodge here in the United States, which, like I said, is kind of an indoor family sort of resort setup. I've never been to Great Wolf Lodge, but I have a lot of friends and clients who have gone to it. So, and I looked it up online, of course. I looked it up to see kind of the setup. And I've looked it up before to think about going. I just have never done it. Taking my son, of course. But most of their activity space is indoors. So we're going to create an indoor area. Over here as well. We're also going to go ahead and put in our bathrooms and we'll have a big fireplace on this side. Make sure I'm lining that up properly. There we go. Okay, so we've got our lobby mapped out there. And then on this side, now I really would like for this to be bigger. And I guess we can make it a little bit bigger. The thing that holds me back is because I want to have a very equal build, right? I want it to be the same facade on both sides. However, I might go ahead and make this a little bit bigger because the idea with Great Wolf Lodge is you do have a water park inside. You have this big, indoor kind of water park. And already I'm going to have to change the roof a little bit because I think they do lean into skylights pretty heavily. So like if I'm going to make this transparent, which I really do want to, let's let a lot of light down there. And we'll probably use something more like that or something. And I'll do some other tricks with it. So it looks a little wonky right now, no, but it'll look better once we get started or get done with it. Pull that out there. But if I'm going to try to put a pool in here, that's going to take a lot of space. One, two, let's see here. This is 10 across. I could go 8 more spaces out. Like that. I believe so. Okay, so yeah, we can go out quite a bit. This would be big enough to give us a pool area and an indoor playground area, I think. I do think so. Let me kind of get around here. See if I can find the way to pull this thing around. There it is. There's my arrow. I'm going to decide ultimately when I'm done building this. 3 across looks pretty good, and I can't really fit 4 across here. So if I put one there, let's scoot those around just a little bit. Let's scoot these around just a little bit more. We'll move it like this. Still just feels a little bit off to me. Like I just can't quite fit these exactly the way I want them. But I guess what I could do is let's move this one over to here. And then that's going to look at least a little more balanced. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that does kind of give us a facade here for this side of the building. We're going to put these windows in here. I might swap those out with doors. You know, one thing we can maybe do, since there's going to be a pool in here, we could maybe build little cabanas around these windows, you know, that you could rent or that you could first come, first serve, however you want to do it. And so we could do that. And then, you know, have the pool and playground equipment here. I need a pretty good sized pool, but I think that'll do. I probably ought to figure out a way to put some water stuff in here for like toddlers as well, like a little kiddie type pool. And in fact, yeah, you know what? Let's bring this all the way down here. I'm going to bring this all the way down here. And I'm going to pull this in this way a little bit. Because what I'm going to do at this end is I'm going to do some major, like a big window, big wall of windows down here. So it'll give us a lot of light in from that area as well. And I do think this would be cute as little cabana areas. So I think if I were going to map these out, if I was going to say, okay, let's go ahead, we'll maybe frame out like a little sort of, I don't know how big of an area. Like maybe like this. It can't get too big, of course, because there's not a lot of space in here, but maybe something like this and this. Kind of take this area here. Let's take this part. Okay, so that's not going to be too bad. Like I said, we'll have little space here where, you know, like I said, first come, first serve, or rentals or whatever for families to kind of have a place kind of reserved. And what we could do is we'll make this have some sort of door. So it's going to be an indoor-outdoor sort of experience. So if you want to go out here, get away from the noise maybe a little bit, then you could. You could go out there and kind of sit, you know, out on that patio or balcony area. Well, patio in this case. I would love something that's going to look a little bit like it's indoor outdoor. So something that is maybe from Salvadorada or maybe from Island Living, something like that. And it needs to be a door. I mean, look at doors really, because I need for them to be able to go in and out of the door. What's down here? We've got something like that maybe. Okay, nothing's really jumping at me, so I guess we're just gonna go. We'll go with a door. A door is a door is a door. We'll go with a door. And then we'll put maybe some lounge chairs out there. Loungers, something like that. Some sort of something to sit on. Like that. There we go. And in here, I'm going to wait until we get the new pack and let's see what kind of theming we have, what kind of theming they're going for. I mean, obviously, it feels like it's leaning into kids' camp, right? And sort of a rustic outdoors sort of national park type of feel. So I'll base these kind of cabanas, pool cabanas on that. Maybe we'll do them like little log cabins, right? Little kind of rustic log cabins. I guess I could actually kind of map one out real quick, even though we obviously don't have the pack yet. Like if we were going to do a sort of for kids, family sort of thing. I mean, one to do them as like little log cabins here. I should look and see if Great Wolf Lodge has like cabanas by their pool that you can rent and just see what they do. But let's use this stuff. Kind of like that and that. Come across here. And we can't really put, as far as I can remember, we still can't put a roof indoors. Yeah. Even with cheats, we still can't put a roof indoors. So we won't put a roof indoors, but we could use these sort of awnings that we have. We could put some of them inside here. Let me grab a couple of these, shutters here. We've got either a rustic one. We can also use this sort of metal sort of awning. I'm going to go with horse ranch. Let's go with horse ranch. We'll bring this down the middle. Go up here. I would like for that to be a little bit, a little bit bigger. If I reactivate tool mod, which I'm sure I will eventually, I can make that a little bit bigger. Or one thing we could do that maybe might help. So we just bring this over maybe. Oh, did I lose it? Did I bring it with it? Okay. Let's see here. Let's try this again. Here we go. It gives us a little bit more of that look of kind of an overhang there for our cabin, right? For our cabin, because this is the Old West. We could even bring it out just a little bit like that. All right, and then we could, in this case, we could use the spandrels in here. Go ahead and just clear out that wall, but give it a little bit of a look because we've got these sort of spandrels here. Again, keep it kind of rustic. We've got these as well. I'm going to use one of these as kind of a placeholder. Again, this might change. A lot of this stuff is going to change out once we have the new pack, right? Right. Because what we're going to get in the new pack will really dictate how I ultimately want this to look. Put that there. The only thing I don't like is how it hangs over this side. That's not really doing it for me, but maybe we move it to the front then. And if we're going to do that, we'll make it a little bit smaller. We'll take it back to this kind of traditional size. Because at that point, we're not really doing a roof so much. I mean, I guess we could make it bigger. Let me take a look here. I'm thinking it doesn't really need to be bigger, but it could be. We could make it bigger. But it sticks out so far. That's what I don't like. So, yeah, let's not make it bigger. We'll do this, and we'll grab these spandrels here, put them across this, give ourselves a little bit of a look there. I don't really like using these because I know they're going to disappear, but we'll go ahead and put in, you know, a couple of columns there. Okay, so another window decision. We've got this. I could use this. It already has, you know, shutters built in, and it is a bigger look. There we go. Put a little window in there. You know what? I guess one thing I could do. Well, it didn't really work though, did it? I was thinking I could put. I do kind of still want a roof on this. But I think I'll wait on it. There's not any big rush for it. But that's kind of an idea, right? And then we could do the playground equipment here. I'm hoping I can cross it over the pool. Does it go up that high? It'd be really cool if I can build some sort of bridge over the pool so there'll be playground equipment on this side and this side. And then we'll do some slides, of course, our new slides for the pool, maybe something like that. Let's see here. We're going to mimic, I think, the other side a little bit here. The other side of the building, I mean, do that. See. I just went through and concave that roof just a little bit in order so that it doesn't quite stick through this roof line as much. Thinking about adding a little bit of detail here along the top, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. I might. You can see a little bit of the lip here of the balcony underneath, right? It's like the roof or the ceiling. Now, one thing we can do is just go in here and remove it like that. Or we could maybe exaggerate it and turn it into part of the design. So we could put this here. Whoops. I lost it. There we go. And we'll lift it up a little bit, and then we'll have a little bit of a lip there. So just put something like that around it. I don't know. I mean, it's okay. It's okay, and I might like it. I do like the fact that it gives it more interest to the front of the building. So I don't want the front of the building to look too boring, right? I want it to look kind of almost over-designed in a sort of, cowboy way, right? I want it to look like the Old West. So let me try this. I like that a little bit better. So we could do something like that, and I think that's about it. We could try putting some trim on it as well. Maybe down here. How does it look down here? It's a bit much. Maybe we could do that added onto it. It's not too bad. No, I don't know about this one. I don't know about it. I'm gonna have to really kind of consider it and see. kind of what I've got going. Put that on there. Put that on there. Can we take that out? Hold on. Did this even show up here? Not really. I'm going to leave it there for now and kind of, you know, let my head think about it, if I even like it or not. The other thing I want to do is we're going to take this roof again. This looks really kind of weak to me, like it's going to just fall off there, basically. It doesn't look like it has any sort of support. So I'm going to pull this, whoops, come on. Pull this out to here. Bring it all the way down. Bring it all the way over. Okay, so I think we'll frame it like that. Then it looks a little bit more like it's kind of an inset sort of skylight. Just copy and paste these here. I might leave it crossed like that. My first thought, I was thinking, Mom, I have to shrink those down. But, you know, I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for now and see kind of if it grows on me. Or if it's still, you know, if I still like it. Because it is a nice little detail up there on the roof. I mean, that's for sure. It does at least give a little bit of a detail there on the roof. So I am going to leave that for now, and we'll just see kind of tomorrow. You know, do I still like it tomorrow? Well, we shall see. Oh, and you know what? I think I'll go ahead and in order to kind of deaden the effect of those additions, we'll turn them clear, like so. That looks a little weird here, of course, sticking out from that side. But I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I think I'm going to just leave that alone. Because it's very rare that you're going to see that. I don't know. I'll probably change my mind and try to fix it. But it is really, really rare. You're going to see it. I mean, I guess I could do this. No, I really can't. I really can't because I want this to intersect the roof so it looks normal from the outside. Yeah, I'm going to have to think on that. That'll be a tomorrow problem. Okay, so that takes care of that part of the structure. Now, let's look at our seating area here and our fireplace. I'm really hoping that we get a really major, massive fireplace with this new pack. Why am I hoping that? Just because I think it fits with the outdoors and with national parks and stuff. But since I don't know if we're going to, I guess we can kind of start working here with what we've got. Right. Because I do want to put something in and kind of get a feel for how this is going to look. So we've got this one, not that one. This one, that's pretty good size, right? It's pretty sizable, pretty substantial. I'm going to keep that. In fact, I'm going to keep that out here. And that's from Horse Ranch. And Horse Ranch also, it was set in kind of a national park, like a Utah style national park, like here in the United States. So this style is definitely kind of what I'm thinking of. Wonder, I mean, if I make it big, it gets really big really fast. I can use tool mod and maybe not make it quite so big. This is gonna be a little bit tough. One thing I don't like about the fireplaces is sometimes they don't have much substance, so they're not very thick, right? And they always look like they've just been stuck onto a wall like this, so the chimney doesn't go all the way up, stuff like that. So I'm at a little bit of a loss. I guess I could do it like this, and we'll go ahead and we'll grab our masonry here. And I think, don't we have a stacked stone that kind of looks like that? Sort of. Not there, we don't. How about over here? Maybe something like this, shall? I mean, that kind of looks like it. So I guess we could do that. But again, I mean, like, I do not love the way that looks. Now, one thing I'm thinking, though, right now, maybe I could go ahead and grab something like this. Maybe if I put, like, just something over it, they're going to make me like it better. Maybe a little bit. You know, maybe a little bit. It does. Wow, the colors really don't change on that much, though, do they? Okay, so that's fine. I think that's fine to an extent. One thing, of course, if I have to use this as a 20 by 30 hotel, I'll put hotel rooms up here. If I don't, I'm probably going to open up the area by the fireplace. So let's just assume I'm not going to have to, and we'll put this up here. And I'm going to keep part of the upper area kind of closed off, maybe like that. And actually, this might be enough for a hotel room if I have to, and I could still leave this part open. Like, whoops, not like that. Huh, it's weird. Let's do it like this, then we'll go this way and we'll just kind of take this out, take that out. That got really, really bright, so I must have opened this up to the outside. I did. Okay, so let's see here. Build our ceiling back in place. Let me try this again. There we go. Now, it may be when I take this wall out is going to go ahead and, yeah, kind of, it's going to be fine. I thought it might seal the floor back in, but it didn't, so it's good. And ideally, I might want to do a 3-story sort of setup here, like 3-story atrium. So it'll go up even higher. Now, the thing I'm not sure about is this sort of overhang. Like I said, the one thing I'm worried about is if I need to use this as a hotel room, right? Because if I end up with just this central part being arranged, I put it onto a 20 by 30. Since it's right in the middle, it'll fit on a 20 by 30 if I don't get a really big lot to use the rest of it. Then I'm going to need to use this as a hotel room. But ideally, I would really like for the to be back like this. And that's not big enough for a hotel room. If you're wondering, that won't do it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back into place. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. The thing is, on this side, that's not going to be big enough either. I think in order to keep from having to answer that question, I'm going to just go ahead and work up here on floor number 3. We're going to go right up here to floor number 3, and we're just going to go ahead and create our 3-story atrium here in the middle. Take this out. And we're going to have a really grand sort of look here with our fireplace. And there'll be one on each side. Now, I did this a long time ago. I would really love a really large, roaring sort of fireplace right here. And I've built kind of a custom sort of look like that before a long time ago. I might go ahead and do it again here instead of using what I'm building right now. And basically, I built what I built before just using like fire rings, or the bonfire. You can use that. And then instead of lighting a fire in the fireplace, you light the bonfire or you light the fire ring. The really great thing with that was that then you could cook fish and stuff over it. So it's like if you went fishing or something, you could cook your fish over and hot dogs over and whatever else we can cook over a fire ring. Shoot. Let's go back. So if I take that out, okay. Oh, for goodness sakes. There we go. But that didn't work either. That's not what I want. Okay, let me see here. Do. So it doesn't want to let me take that one out. The rest of it did. Can I just copy and paste it down here without that happening? Yes. Okay. So now it's gone because we just copied the floor above it and brought it down. So that did work out. Hooray, hooray. Okay, not too bad there. That works pretty well. Not too shabby. Now, the last thing I do want to kind of think about is doing a family room. We have this standard hotel room. I'm also thinking, though, we could do like a double-sized family room, kind of like a suite. So mom and dad would have their own bedroom. And I guess ideally, maybe the kids would have their own bedroom too. Let me get some light going up here so we can see what we're doing. Put some light in our stairwell. Put some lights around here. Because we're going to need to make this bigger first. And we're going to make this bigger. So if we, let me look down here. What did I do? Whoops. Now, if we're going to do these family suites and we're going to have 2 bedrooms, of course, we're going to need light for the bedrooms. And ideally, I'd like to have some sort of living area. So we'll do, I guess, windows here on the side again. Put that one there. How big is that? That's medium. Let's make this medium as well. Okay, and then we probably should go ahead and connect this. We'll connect this part over. Like if we had elevators, we'd probably put elevators here, maybe, or right down here, right? This be our elevator type of lobby. Okay, so for mom and dad, we need a pretty basic sort of room. And the kids need a room. So what we're going to do, the mom and dad probably would not want the kids to have a room with a balcony, right? So we're going to do over here. We'll basically divide it in half, kind of like we have downstairs, but this will be living and bath. And then we'll do, mom and dad's room will have a balcony. I'm going to do like that for now. And then the kids' room, I guess, would not. So the kids' room also does not need to be this big. So we're going to take some of the space from the kids' room and we're going to use it for a bath. In fact, we're going to do 2 bathrooms for this space. Let's go ahead. We're going to snag some more space from the kids' room. And mom and dad are not only going to get their own bedroom, but we're going to give them their own bathroom right here with a closet. And then the kids will have their bedroom right here. Maybe doing some bunks or something like that. We'll see. And I'm going to put in the standard bathroom here that we have downstairs. This will be the entrance to the kids area. And then we'll have a really large living dining type area. Let's see here. And we'll put another closet area here. Smaller bathroom here. Small bathroom there. So yeah, so we'll have like 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms for this suite. Kids room, parents room. Also, the parents have even a little bit more privacy because there will be this stuff in between. And one thing that I could do is we'll go ahead and we'll put doors here so that in theory, if the occupants wanted it, then you could enter from both sides. Maybe. But we could do it that way. And then if the kids needed to go to the restroom, they could get there real easy, I guess. I don't know. Most parents may not want their kids to get in there, so maybe not. Maybe we just take that out. They could just go over here. We could do it this way. We could do entrance this way for the kids' room and an entrance here for guests to use. I do need room for a tub and a shower. But that's fine because what we'll just put a smaller closet here for the kids. And we will have our tub shower enclosure here. That's like a lot of doors. That is a lot of doors there together. Okay, so in order to deaden that a little bit, I'm going to put that door there. We'll enter the closet for the kids' room from the bathroom. And we need a door for mom and dad to get into their closet over here. We'll also put in like some dressers. I mean, I almost never even use a closet at a hotel. Rarely I may hang something up, but it's pretty rare. Sometimes on a cruise ship I might, since I'm there for a whole week. But I mostly do use just a dresser drawers. Okay, then we have this large living room. It's going to have, let's see here. Let's grab our glass walls. And I guess pretty simply, we'll just do a sofa here, TV across from it, a couple of chairs, some sort of table and chairs here, just some placeholder stuff. Surely we are going to get new items, right? New furniture with a new pack. So we'll throw that in there. We'll grab a TV. Any sort of TV will do. Right there. I'm starting to run out of money. Let me give myself a little bit more money here. I do have a small family living here in case I wanted to do play testing. Did that even work? It did not, did it? It should work. Money, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Quick $1 million. Yay, they won the lottery. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that. We'll throw in a couple of chairs. So maybe... The TV feels kind of far away to me in this setup. I guess it's really not. I might put a bigger TV there. And then over here, we're going to do pretty much a pretty good sized dining room table. We're going to do a table for 6, I think. Will that fit? I think it'll fit. If it doesn't fit, we'll change it to 4, but I just need something simple. I'm going to grab this, put that in there. Nice little placeholder item. That feels a little bit tight there, but I do think for a hotel room, for a sort of family suite type setup, I do think it's going to be fine. We could always move this here. That makes it a little bit easier. Do like that. I don't know if I'm going to like, though, this window arrangement. I'll have to look at that real quick. Let me see here. I may have to adjust that because I want the bed to go right here, and I want the window to be centered on the bed. Give ourselves a little placeholder bed there. Move that like that. Move that like that. That's probably better anyway. And then we could move the kids' window like that. Now we end up, if I go this route, we end up with a really big window for this bathroom downstairs. But you know what? Let me see here. I wonder if I can just rearrange the bathroom a little bit. I don't think I can. So I may have to leave the window out. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Either I need to put some sort of screening over it, right? So that in theory, you wouldn't be able to see. Oh boy. Or I just take the window out and then the outside's just not going to look optimum to me, which I also don't like the idea of, but maybe. We also have this weird, I mean, we pretty much have to do this and bring this in, I guess, like that. Maybe we could put that there. Oh, you know what we could do is we could, that actually does kind of work. That actually does kind of work because what we can do for this particular layout, because we have it set up so that we have a toilet here and a sink here. That way someone can use this area while someone's taking a bath. But let's assume someone has just gone in here to go to the bathroom and this person's done with their bath and they want out and they're throwing a fit, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll put another door into this area from the bedroom proper. So if you are a family staying in here and your kids sleep here, of course, on the Murphy bed, someone could go in and out this way and this way, and then nobody gets disturbed. And you have the effect, you know, the basic effect there of having at least a bath and a half, because someone can make use of a tub and sink and someone can make use of a toilet and sink at the same time. And having a little bit smaller closet like this is not going to be that big a deal. I think that's fine. And I really think in a real hotel, we'd probably have closets along here anyway. So far, I've not done it just because I thought it looked a little cluttered. But I do think in a real hotel, probably they would put closets there. And that is where I'm going to stop for today with this particular live stream. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify if you're watching now or watching later on archive. I always leave my live streams up on, you know, on my channel. I'll be doing an edited version of this later as a regular video. So if you see that come across and you've watched this one, you'll know that you've already seen that. But right now, this is where we are. This is where we've gotten to with our resort for adventure awaits, or kind of family resort. There's a few things I know I'm going to want to tinker with, but overall for the floor plan I'm very happy with. The exterior, maybe a little bit of tinkering on the exterior, but the floor plan I'm very, very happy with. Again, so please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And as always, thanks for watching.